Hey, welcome to this episode of Get Therapy. I'm Michael. I share my knowledge of musical gear solutions which are cheaper and better, in my opinion. You can subscribe to my channel so you wouldn't miss my future updates. And today, I'm gonna show you how you can get almost the same new features on the new MPC 2.11 without an MPC, and even before Akai really released the new update. Let's go. Firstly, I need to point it out that I make this video is not because Akai is not doing a proper job serving their users this time. I'm really glad that they are still making their product better. The reason why I make this video is because I want more people to realize that there are a lot of ways to achieve the same goal while creating music. It's not limited to a certain piece of gear or software. And reason 2, just like every other YouTubers, follow the trend, grab some eyes and followers. And reason 3, it's fun. And for replicating MPC 2.11, you don't need to pay for any additional hardware or software. You can just use whatever DAW you prefer. The plugins I selected for you are both for PC and Mac. I'm using a really limited DAW, GarageBand, running on my DIY hardware MPC. Okay, let's see what's new in MPC 2.11. Firstly, new sounds mode. Well, it's just a graphic improvement on how you select your sounds and presets, which makes the hardware MPC more like an iPad. If you already have an iPad, then you are lucky enough to have already experienced everything about that. If you have a computer, then a lot of DAWs allows you to use your QWERTY keyboard to quickly search a plugin or preset, including GarageBand. It's really tactile and convenient if you know exactly what you want. If you don't already know what you want to achieve while selecting a plugin or preset, don't waste your time staring on those graphic design. Go learn some sound design and make your mindset solid. And there's a new Lo-fi effect called the air flavor. If you already watched a few of my videos, you'll know I have two favorite Lo-fi effects, Origin from Cymatics, Vinyl from Isotope. They are already pretty powerful and easy to use, and they are free. And there are also some effects added for guitar players. Firstly, tuner. I'm using GarageBand and it comes with a built-in tuner. But if your DAW doesn't come with one, you can try a free one called Amp Tuner, which is packed within the Melda Production Effect Bundle, which also comes with a pretty great auto-tune effect to mess with. And I talked about it in my Roland Era Compact video, link in description. As for the amps and pedals, I want to share you a pretty dummy but really efficient one. Tone Bridge Guitar Effects. It's from a company which runs a pretty famous guitar tab website, Ultimate Guitar. And this free plugin is their free bait for their guitar practicing service. But since the plugin is really clean, we can just utilize it to our own purpose. The reason why I call it dummy yet efficient is that instead of giving you all the effect pedals to assemble manually, it chooses to give you a lot of effect chain presets from classic songs, and there are just a lot of them. It haven't missed any single song I want to try. So after you selected one preset, it will give you a free basic parameter like on-off switch, effect amount, and output volume. This is for people who doesn't want to go deep on the sound design. But if you want more, you can still get access to every single effect and amp to fine-tune. And the effects comes with this plugin are all named into some parody version of classic gear, which I found can be really funny. Like there's a compressor pedal called Juicer, which I assume is mimicking the compressor pedal from Analog Man. And their amp Mac Shure SM57 is named under Workhorse 57. I just love their humor while avoiding the patent issue. But it doesn't allow you to add a single effect out of this effect chain, which is the only con for me. But it's totally fine, because I can always add whatever effect I want after this plugin in my DAW. There's also a granular effect added to the MPC 2.11, and we can use a free one called emergence. You can add up to 4 tracks of granular streams at the same time, and repitch the granular tails into certain notes you need. You also have 4 LFOs and 2 randomizers to mess with, which can add more movement to your sound. Now, onto node probability. I cannot replicate it in GarageBand because it doesn't support MIDI effects, but I don't think I missed that much, because this function is good for a quick jam, but I don't think it's a good solution for composing. Although it seems like a perfect solution for avoiding boring loops, but it has its cons, like you always need to wait quite a few times for the perfect loop, and for a lot of times, the avoided note just won't happen. It's not ideal at all. Secondly, if you don't record your MIDI notes down while playing, then it will be really hard to replicate the same phrase again. If I want to avoid my loops being boring, instead of wasting my time waiting for the magic happen randomly, I choose to make magic happen by myself. I will design my variations and fills manually, so the result can be more predictable for me to evaluate. But hey, it's just for me. You can do it in the way you want, if you want to wait for the perfect result happen randomly. Ratcheting is another way to input drum roll. I couldn't make it this easily purely in GarageBand, but I can manually draw my notes in if I need it, which can also give me more control on the repeated notes, like a more dynamic range. I still don't feel I missed too much, but again, it's just me. And pad to key group. It's just one of the MPC ways to turn a sample into a chromatic instrument, and we can also achieve it without an MPC. Rave generator 2. I think I mentioned it in my OP1 video. Just with a single drag and drop, and then you can turn your sample into a chromatic instrument. You see, like I mentioned earlier, you can achieve almost all the new features of the MPC 2.11, and even before Akai really released it. You don't need to feel that you missed anything without owning an MPC, or not being a YouTuber who has a great relationship with the brand. They have great relationship is because they are willing to be the free labor and do free marketing for the brand. And that's not something you need to envy. Okay, this is my take on how to MPC 2.11 without MPC. All the solutions got their link in the description, you can go check it out. You can also download the GarageBand project file through my Patreon and use it as a template. Leave a comment if you have any question. Like, share, and subscribe for more future content. You can also follow my Instagram and support me through Patreon. I'm Michael, this is Get Therapy, reminding you that when it comes to musical gear solutions, there are just a lot of ways to achieve the same goal, and a lot of them are even free. No company can monopolize everything. See you in the next one. Peace.